I didn't expect it to go live, but I'll deal with this. I'm going to look over at the title. Okay, so the point of this short video is why attorneys are mandatory in California now. This is part of a series about why buyer agent compensation changed everything. So in short, when buyer agent compensation was switched from the listing agent's responsibility to a third-party contract between the buyer and the buyer's agent, all those risks that got realtors sued, steering, compromising the fiduciary duty of the buyer's agents, overpriced homes and commission fixing, all of those risks, offering inconsistent levels of buyer agent compensation to protect the groups was now augmented. It's now a new risk. All those risks were essentially shifted from the listing agent and the brokerage to the seller. And nobody is explaining this to sellers. And I find it particularly interesting that nobody is explaining to sellers that they could mitigate those risks easily if they spoke with an attorney. And we'll go in other videos, we'll talk about how to mitigate those risks, but it would be a combination of the seller's desires, how many hoops they want to put the buyer and the buyer's agent through. And if they're paying full buyer agent commission, they might as well put them through all hoops, because I would doubt, I'd counsel them about the risk, but I'd say, but most likely they're going to be happy to do this because it's only fair. You're educating the seller that because of those class action suits and the new realtor forms and process, the risks that got attorneys sued, brokers sued, has now been shifted to the seller, and that you're paying buyer agent commissions as a convenience to the seller. You'd rather make the extra $30,000 on $1 million home yourself. So when you explain that and you explain the risks, you can say, so therefore, I'd like you to acknowledge certain things. I'd like you to waive certain things like post-transaction lawsuits. Why not try to waive? I'm not saying it will show up every time, but the sellers at the very least should be making those decisions, and they shouldn't be left ignorant of these risks. And it's really important is because these risks are not native to selling a home. A seller, when hiring a listing agent, hasn't encountered those risks. They're saying, help me sell my home, do your marketing, be ready to negotiate the contracts. This is all good. It's not until you see the California Association of Realtors and the process in which buyers pre-negotiate with buyer agent compensation, then they check a box. Why it's even in the agreement, you could argue it shouldn't be there, but now it's a third-party beneficiary clause. It's not native to selling a home. It's caused by using realtors and their forms and process. So they absolutely, I believe, should be telling sellers, before you sign my listing agreement, you should work with an attorney. Now, attorneys. So not only should you be involved to mitigate the risks, and you're like, well, how much is that worth? I'm also explaining to attorneys that because of the way these forms are set up, if you were to say bifurcate the negotiations into two separate, one for the buyer agent commissions and one for the price in terms of the homes, the way it should be done, instead of like right now on the counter, agents only have 4 or 5 lines. They're not really even licensed to do this properly or make this choice between one form or 2 forms. But I'm saying when an attorney does it well, you can not only mitigate the client's risks, you can also help them either sell for a higher price, negotiate down buyer agent commissions at the right time, or both. Your process will help realtors, your clients, achieve a higher net and at the same time mitigate the risks. Realtors cannot do any of that. So they're not counseling, they're not mitigating, they're not helping them sell for top dollar. Attorneys can, and therefore what I'm going to teach in this entire course, in this training, if you're seeing this on YouTube, I've got the listingattorney.com course. If you're seeing it on YouTube, I guess I'll have to add this. I'm sorry. If you're seeing it on Facebook, just type form. I've already got that set up. So we'll send you the forms and the training. If you'd like to understand the whole process, I will say this to attorneys. I've sold 200 homes as a broker. I've been asked by the California Association of Realtors to train realtors on multiple offers. If you do this process, giving your client the best chance to sell for more and mitigating the risks, you're perhaps the most valuable half of that transaction, certainly entitled to $10,000, maybe more on the transaction. And you can also, if you do it right, you can set it up so you get paid at closing, but I'd always have a backup as well. So find out. We'll watch the series. My name is John McConnon. Thank you. I'm a broker and attorney in California.